Hiya, Hertz here, checking into War Robots. Welcome to the Ultimate Resource Guide, Part 2. Today, we will be delving into the topic of keys, Memorium, microchips, power cells, and Doritos, also known as the upgrade tokens. But without further ado, let's get straight into the video, starting with keys. So, keys are an absurdly valuable resource, to the point that spinning them is a daunting task of when to do so. 1,000 keys practically guarantees a new weapon, and the chance to give an actually good weapon too exists. The principle is this: never spin keys unless it is a 200% event, and that's pretty much it. But there is a new exception. That is to wait for the special events that are starting to appear more commonly, in which the gold chest now contains robots. Normally, these robots will correspond to the, topic of the event, such ours is Yandy currently. Moving on now, then with a 150% boost and that special event, you can still go through with opening crates, as there's a pretty good chance you'll get a new robot and still some really good weapons, as since the weapons are also made by the same faction, you're more likely to get good weapons from it. But here's a tip though: for extermination, you can cheat the month in a way. If the end of the month is within a few days, but extermination mode ends in a week, then instead of completing the stages for keys, you can just wait for the month to reset, then complete those stages. Because if you don't have any chance of getting the super chest, and super chest progress is what's really important, instead of doing the extermination mode to get the keys and resources, you could just wait a few days, the month resets, meaning the super chest resets, and then get the keys so that you can start stockpiling for the new month. Now, moving on to the second topic of Memorium. Well, Memorium is quite difficult to get, with only about 30 a day. It's hard to keep saving for it, but there's a catch: a rare event in leaderboards. And if you check the leaderboards currently right now, which I am currently grinding crazily through, you can get 500 Memorium twice. There's two of the exact same leaderboard. I don't know why, but it just exists, and that's awesome. Now, you should be on the lookout for those, and also daily login rewards, as currently, these 2 weeks, we will get about 600 Memorium for free just for logging in. 300 one day, then 300 another day. So, you should never spend Memorium unless there is the highest discount, which currently I think I've seen a 25%. But if it follows the same rules as robots, titans, and etc., there should be a 40%. But I also believe that the 40% may not exist because the price drop is absurd. If you get, you could literally, with, right now I have, I think 2,000 Memorium. Let me check. Yeah, 2,098 Memorium. If I got a 40% discount, I could literally promote Bernadette from here all the way to here within just a day. It would take a lot of grinding and it wouldn't be advisable, but I could. And choosing skills would become really cheap and all these discounts. So 40% may not exist, but that's where you guys come in. So with that said, comment what the highest you have seen, and I'll update it in my description, as I truly don't know. And I would hope that other people who see this video can actually learn when to spend their resources, so we need to know exactly what the highest percentage discount is. Now moving on to the third topic of microchips. Microchips are the hardest to gather resources other than, well, of course, Doritos, but more on that later. With only about 5 a day, and the new clan system only giving about what looks to be 2 more microchips daily as an absolute maximum, when fully maxed out, which takes ages to max a clan system out, with a lot of players pumping a ton of thorium into, it's extremely hard to stockpile microchips. But once again, there's a catch. There are discounts, and I think I've seen a 25% discount, and since there is no upgrade timer, you can just spam upgrades everything you need at that time. But once again, I'm asking for y'all's help, because I truly don't know if there's anything more than 25%, or even if a 25% exists, because I truly don't remember seeing a 25%. At most, I've seen a 10%. But, you know me, I don't get that lucky sometimes. So, well, would like to know what the actual highest discount that is available is. Moving on to the fourth topic of power cells. These, on the other hand, can be saved in quite a simple way. If the robot is not legendary/epic, do not spend power cells on it. If it's a Leo, if it's a Gareth, if it's a Griffin, nothing. I don't think Gareth can. But do not spend power cells. It will almost never be useful for them. Now, the question you should ask yourself on spending power cells is, will this save my robot in the moment, or is it a safe situation and my robot has more life to give? Now, let me give an example. Let's say you're in a brawl and you can clearly kill this enemy if you hit your heal. Then do so. But with that said, there's also the other topic of, let's say you're hidden away and after a fight you are very low, but your gray HP level is above 60% or somewhere around that range. That means you can heal quite a lot of HP before you can't anymore, and this is where it's up to you. You could either sacrifice this robot and do something more productive by respawning a new, better, fresher robot, but these are only the questions that you can answer with your battlefield awareness and how the battle is currently going. So that I'm leaving up to you. Power cells are truly just up to the user. Now moving on to the biggest topic. Doritos, or upgrade tokens for that matter, in this case are the most valuable resource in the game. But you may be thinking, they're not really. For a free-to-play, they're practically useless. You cannot use them at all until you're getting from Mark II to Mark III, which will take months, if not a year, to get a robot to that stage. But there's something else. You check over here. This is the drifting shipyard. It's not what it actually is, but the ultimate luck exists. Now, also known as the ultimate scam, Doritos are entirely useless for a free-to-play. But not exactly. When it comes to the ultimate scam, last season had some crazy deals, actually. Let me just say this. There was an ultimate luck that had 40 red or 40 blue as their highest prize, and the average prize winnings from that was 15 data pads to 20 data pads per opening. Now, for a Dorito, you may think that's not a worthwhile trade. For a person who spends money and needs those Doritos, it's not a worthwhile trade. But for someone who will probably never see the light of day with Mark III, Doritos are probably meaningless. I, in fact, have, I think, 2. Let me think here. How do I check my Doritos? I go here. I have 2. So, will I be opening that? No, I will be waiting for the ultimate luck that contains the data pads. Now, the best prize when you get this one in that ultimate luck, there's only gold data pads in here, and there's like vault data pads that cost tons of actual real life cash to get, and you can just win them with a Dorito, but it's very unlikely you'll get those. But moving back to the main topic, Doritos can be used to get data pads. And if you are able to eventually, probably within, I would say I'd be able to do this in 2 months, maybe 3 months, I will be able to complete stage 2 and get a Dorito. Now, it's going to take a while. I'd say 2 to 3 more months of me hard at work to get my hanger a lot stronger. But once that happens, now you have a upgrade token income. And eventually you get to the point where you've stockpiled 5, 6, 7 of them over the course of weeks. And then you can get this ultimate luck. If you spend like 6, you are very likely to have, by the end of the event, more than 100 data pads. Now, let's put this into perspective. Opening like 60, 70 silver blue data pads is going to most likely get you 1 or 2 robots. And most of the time, they're going to be pretty good with enough components to build any robot in that chest. Yes, any robot in that data pad you could pretty much build if you get 60, 70 of the blue data pad. Red data pads are similar. If you have something like 50, 60, 70, you have a high likelihood of being able to build any of the weapons. But with that said, it is the ultimate luck, and is sometimes worthwhile, especially for free-to-plays, as a Dorito is mostly useless. But with that, I hope I haven't taken too much of your time, and I hope you enjoyed the second part to my ultimate resource guide. And I'm Hertz, and once again, I'm checking out.